for this show. It's Thursday, and it's time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And on this episode, we're a day late. That's right, we're a day late because I had to drive over to Newton, North Carolina today to do my first part of my 4-part series on celebrities that were born close by to where the picker lives. That's right, and number one is Tori Amos. Tori Amos was born about 15 miles down the road from where I live. Unbelievable. I've been a fan of Tori Amos ever since her first album, Little Earthquakes. And Little Earthquakes, when she came on the scene in the 90s, she kind of took Kate Bush's place for me, because Kate was big in the 80s, and then she kind of faded off into the 90s, where Tori Amos came in at the beginning of the 90s and then just came right on through the 90s. And for me, she kind of continued on where Kate Bush had dropped off, and me being a big Kate Bush fan. And Tori Amos kind of reminded me of Kate in the beginning of her career. She was born August 22nd, 1963 in Newton, North Carolina. She was born at the old Catawba Hospital in Newton. And there's a picture of that hospital, and there's a video that I shot over there. That'll be at the end of this video, you'll see. The Catawba County Center, the North Carolina Corporate Extension, is there, where they do a lot of work for the children in school and whatnot. At the age of 2, she had moved to Baltimore with her father and mother and her brothers, of course. And her father was a minister, a Methodist minister, and he had the calling, and I'm sure he had to go ahead and go to his job out there and start a church in Baltimore, Maryland. When she was 2 years old, she could reproduce pieces of music she only had heard one time. Unbelievable. The woman has made hundreds of records and over 12 million sold. 12 million. That's a lot of records in a 35-year career. Now, if you go to any of these other towns around here that have famous people in them, and you have Roberta Flack, and you have John Coltrane, and you have George Clinton, and a few others that I'm going to be going and visiting their hometowns. And Nina Simone, they all live pretty close to here. They all were born and raised here, and then moved on, of course, in their life. And they have big murals in the town, but there's no mural of Tori Amos in Newton, North Carolina. They should be. Sold over 12 million records. That's a lot of records. At the age of 3, she was composing her own songs. At the age of 5, she became the youngest student ever admitted to the preparatory division of the Peabody Institute. That's right. All that's true. She's a wonderful artist. I've been loving her music, and I've seen her live one time, or actually I saw her live 3 times, one show in 3 different venues. Mobile, Alabama, New Orleans, and Baton Rouge. And when I was up in Baton Rouge, I was lucky enough to go backstage, and she signed this picture as Tori when she broke onto the scene in the early 90s. And there's what she wrote to me. And I've been following her ever since. I've listened to every album she produced. I've only been able to see her just on that one tour, on the Little Earthquakes tour. But I'd love to see her again next time she comes around. I would like to see her one last time. Here's some 45s that I have of hers. This is a picture disc of God. This is a 45 of Crucify. Here's an early one of her first band that was in California. Why Can't Tori Read? Cool on Your Island. And here's another one from Why Can't Tori Read? The Big Picture 45 promo. So those are pretty cool. And so I don't know what else to tell you. she's just a phenomenal artist, and I hope a lot of you people out there listen to her. She's just an incredible artist. To me, she is, and I really enjoy her music and been enjoying it for a long, long time. So let me go through some of these records that I have, and then I'll show you the video that I shot over there in Newton, North Carolina. Here's her first band, Why Can't Tori Read? And this here is a record store day. Here's an original press of that album. These are hard to find anymore, and they're up there in price. Little Earthquakes. Now, if you've been through Wall Goodwill and places like that, I'm sure you've seen this on CD in the bins. Little Earthquakes, Tori Amos. This is a RSD from last year. Just the singles, the B-sides from the first album. Here's her second album. This was recorded down in Mexico, the early 90s. This is Under the Pink, her second album. Here's God, 12-inch. Here's Boys from Pele, her third album. Now, some of these albums I don't have, or some of her albums I don't have on vinyl. Here is the Springtime of his Voodoo. Professional Widow. Another copy of Professional Widow with the picture sleeve on a 12-inch 45. Jackie's Strength. Live in Montreux. Great concert. I have that on DVD. Don't Make Me Come to Vegas. Here's her album, Unrepentant Geraldines. Native Invader. Native Invader Russia EP. Record Store Day. Ocean to Ocean, her album that she did a couple years back. I should have gone to this tour. Problem is, where I live, it's 2 hours to go to Asheville, or 2 hours to go to Greenville, or 2 hours to go to Charlotte. So kind of stuck in the middle. Here's Diving Deep Live. This is her live album from her last tour. And this was one of my Christmas gifts. And I have down here, I have a variety of CDs on a lot of the her other stuff. So that's all. I just wanted to come on and show you that. Share you where I went today and where I went to. And then in 2 weeks, I'm probably going to get over to Black Mountain, and we're going to look over there, try to find some highlights of where Roberta Flack was over there. And heard that across the street from where she lived over there, that Mahalia Jackson used to play in a church, used to sing in a church across the street. I read that. Probably on Wikipedia, which I'll probably be sharing with you in a couple weeks. So I hope you stayed to the end of the show, and that's just a quick one today. I'll be back on Sunday with my regular show to show you all the stuff that I picked up and all the 45s. A lot of them were Kate Bush 45s that I got from John in the mail, and I really truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I love them all, and he knows that I love them all, and I decorate this room with all my albums and 45s and CDs and stuff that I'm selling over here, except for the Tori Amos CDs. That's all I got today. Y'all take care out there. I'll be adding those videos to this, and you'll have a great rest of your day and then a good weekend. The weekend's coming up quick. So go Yankees and support those troops, and I'll be talking to you soon. First game tomorrow, spring training game, Yankees. Talk to you later. Now I gotta go. Bye for now. Time for the North Carolina Vinyl Picker Show. And on this episode, we're at the hospital that Tori Amos was born. Yes, she was born in this right here. It's no longer a hospital. It's the old Catawba Hospital in Newton County. And now it's the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Catawba County Center. That's what this building's used for. But at one time, it was the old hospital here. She was born August 22nd, 1963, right here in Newton, North Carolina. And at the age of 2, she moved to Baltimore, Maryland. When you see that she could reproduce pieces of music only heard one time. At the age of 3, she composed her own songs. At the age of 5, she became the youngest student ever admitted to the pre-preparatory division of the Peabody Institute. But soon she left and stardom was awaiting her. This is where we're going to be starting our trip, and we're going to be doing 4-part series. The next time we go, we're going to be going to Black Mountain, and we're going to see where Roberta Flack was from, and then we're going to go to Kannapolis and see where George Clinton was from, and we got John Coltrane and Nina Simone after that. So stay tuned for the 5-parter. So it's a nice old building. This is where Tori was from.